it's G here from Golden Thread Tarot. How are you doing today? I'm here to bring you another channel message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance, loves. Okay. Alright. Just cleansing out the space. Alright. Alright, I'm going to pull one of these angel cards to see what it is exactly the Spirit wants to talk about. Recovery. I was also seeing when I was pre-shuffling the cards off camera, I was also seeing success and abundance. So we could be talking about kind of career stuff here, okay? Or we could, I don't know, success in something, which is good. That's positive, right? Recovery, success. So let's see. What is it that you want to talk about? So I'm just going to pull however many cards come out, right? One or how many ever. And that's what we're going to make this about. Oh, interesting. Wait. Did another card flop? I feel like it did. No. I call it flop. Did another card flop? Did it flip-flop? Okay, no. Okay. Okay. There's something better. Okay. So there is an alternative situation out there for you. Okay. Something that will, yeah, there's something better. There's a better option coming towards you, okay? I really feel like this angel sitting here with this bouquet of flowers is giving me very kind of like Empress energy, which is just representing like attracting in, for that feminine attracting in energy, okay? Definitely here with this green all around here is giving me a big heart chakra, right? Blooming, blossoming right here where they're holding their bouquet right here at their heart chakra. So there's something blooming, there's something blossoming, there's some kind of better solution here to this energy, right? And you can even see that white dot of light here coming from this angel's heart chakra as well as from their crown chakra, okay? So downloads coming in, a better option, a better path to take, you know, a better person to choose or whatever it is. We're going to get more into it, okay? It's definitely coming in, okay? So definitely involves you giving up a certain situation here, letting things come to their natural end. Kind of it's a very like growing up, kind of moving on from the past situation here and kind of realizing there's something better. There's a better way to handle yourself, or there's a better relationship, or more, you know, something, a better relationship you can have with yourself or with your family or with something else, you know? So what is it? Yeah. This is beautiful. Somebody's having a sudden realization here, okay? A sudden realization here about heartbreak here. About what the cause of their heartbreak is, okay? What I'm hearing, like past betrayals, right? Realizing, like I said, right? Realizing there's a better option. You don't have to be with people that cause you all this heartbreak and all this drama and all this everything. You don't have, you know, not every situation has to be, I end up being stabbed in the heart kind of situation here, right? You can have a 10 of Cups moment here, right? Or you can take a path that will lead you to a 10 of Cups, that will lead you to ultimate fulfillment and happiness, right? Now, this could be a happy relationship or just whatever it is, right? In the very traditional sense, right? This is two people that are very happy with the kids and the land and the home and the river and everything that you need to have emotional satisfaction in a traditional sense, right? But this doesn't have to be what is going to give you this 10 of Cups, right? For some of you, it could be being single and living that bachelor lifestyle or that bachelor lifestyle, just, you know, getting in and doing what the hell you need to do with your life, okay? But there's something better here that is going to lead you, right? Because it felt like a lot of you had a choice between heartache or moving on, right? Moving on and finding a better path that would lead you to much more happiness, right? There's something better. It doesn't always have to be heartbreak. It can definitely be a 10 of Cups situation here. Wow, right? And this is a sudden realization, okay? This is a sudden realization after you have gone inside hermit mode and really focused in. So I really feel like a bunch of you, which I've been feeling that a lot of us have been doing that, right? Doing that shadow work. Good on you. Absolutely. I'm so proud of you, right? to really examine the past heartbreak and past things and reasons why things didn't work out, and walls and toxic habits and triggers that you had inside of yourself. You're really going inside of yourself, discovering the truth of those things, right? And really saying, you know what, I really know what I want. I know the path that I want to take. I don't want to be confused. I don't want the options to be there anymore. I really know, I know that there's something better than what was in the past, right? Or what I might have been used to dealing with, but I don't have to deal with that anymore. Oh, absolutely, collective. Good on you, my love. Good on you. Absolutely. Right? Hmm. Yeah, I definitely feel like in the past, some of you were definitely dealing with some Wheel of Fortune reverse and very kind of like the devilish kind of karmic side, paying karmic justice. Uh, uh, for a lot of you too, it was about timing, right? It just wasn't the right time in the past. There were lessons that you needed to learn before you could get to this moment, right? So I'm getting a very big tower moment here with this 10 of cups. It might be surprising to you what gives you this ultimate fulfillment. I'm kind of getting that too. In the past, it wasn't time. It wasn't time to have this moment here, okay? There needed to be more rest, more relaxation, more going inside, right? More going inside. There was this really big waiting kind of energy, right? Because it wasn't quite time, because you needed to go inside and you need to do this healing, right? Having some bad luck in the past, you know? Hey, being a little defensive, right? Because of past hurts and past pains that you had dealt with. Mm. Yeah, holding yourself back. Hold completely, not even person reaching obstacles and those obstacles slowing them down, because a page, not page, sorry, but a Knight of Pentacles is a person that might be moving very slowly, right? Very thoroughly, discovering all their paths, all their choices, but they're making it. They're going to get there, right? It's obstacles being put in your path, and it's like just kind of standing there and being like, oh, I guess I'll give up, kind of energy. I guess I'm just never meant to find anybody. I guess it's not just meant to I guess that, I'll just give in to these obstacles that are being thrown in my way. I won't even start my journey, right? I won't even try, kind of energy. Okay. But I definitely feel like death here. Ooh, look at that. I knew this Nine of Wands would come out, right? But there is a death situation happening here, an end to this cycle happening. An end to this cycle is happening, and a transformation is happening because you have learned these lessons, right? Lots of karmic lessons in the past, dealing with that negative side of karma, reaping your karmic, what you put out. We all were karmics at one point, living off our egos and doing all of that, and then we dealt with dealt with some of our issues and started, making it more unto the light side, or dealing with our shadow side and trying to, go through this transformation, go through our awakening, start looking back and really learning from our past mistakes and our past karma, getting stuck, getting unstuck, really, right? Being stuck in the past, not seeing a way forward out of this karma, right? But it's like finally being like, it's like doing the same thing over and over and over, and then finally realizing, oh, wait. They're showing me like somebody like picking up a key and like trying, like, oh no, that didn't work. And the same key over and over and over. And that's like our behaviors, right? That's our behaviors and our karmic cycles, right? When a cycle or something, a lesson becomes karmic, is when we refuse to learn it. We make those same mistakes over and over again. Now, it might be in different situations, right? But it's the same mistake in different, with the same person, not letting a person that's toxic for us go, or not dealing with our own toxicity and dealing with the same type of person or the same type of situation, handling it the same exact way, time after time after time, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. But it is like, okay, it's time for the changeover of the cycle, right? The World card might come out. It is time for something else. It's time to let go of these fears, of these anxieties, right? and it's time to move on. And move on to something else. Also saw the 10 of Wands in reverse, you know, letting go of all of these dramas and things from the past, and realizing I have everything inside of me that I need to create this 10 of Cups moment for myself, right? Tower. A sudden realization, a sudden change of events. The tower doesn't have to be a negative thing, you know, a tower moment. Some people might consider that, you know, the moment that they met the person that would eventually become their spouse, that's a tower moment. You know, having a child, that's a tower moment. Finding out that you're pregnant, or finding out that your spouse is going to have a child, or somebody that was going to have a child, tower moment, right? It's a sudden event that causes a huge change in your life, right? It doesn't have to be catastrophic in the way that catastrophic, just in the way that it's changing a lot, right? As in, like, it's tearing down the way things used to be in something new. When you go through that ego death, that's a tower. That's a catastrophic moment that in that moment, you know, in that time, in that work, you're seeing yourself and seeing your life and seeing things differently, right? Things aren't the same way they used to be, right? So a tower is absolutely not always you know, a terrible thing, you know, especially not with a 10 of Cups. Like with ultimate happiness, this is something that's happening for your greatest good, right? Maybe it's realizing a lot of these karmic situations happen for your greatest good. I got put in this situation so I could learn, so I could develop, right? So I could learn how to walk away from things. Even if I had invested so many times, lifetime after lifetime, time after time after time after time after time after time after time, into developing these triggered response, or these toxic response, or whatever it was that you were doing in the past, right? These unhealthy responses, running away, you know, whatever it was. You had invested years into having that response, but you finally realize there is something better. That's literally what the 8 of Cups is, right? Walking away from something you invested in because you realize there's something better. I might have invested 8 cups here, but I'm walking away to get 10 cups, right? I'm walking away for something better, to be better, to have better. I'm going to put that out. Ready? I don't know why I said ready. You ready? Yeah, wow. 9 cups in reverse. For a lot of you, it was instant instant gratification, right? It felt better. And usually it does, right? Does it, you know, it feels better to just say that petty thing in that moment and walk away. It feels better to just do the thing, well, I know that I should choose the healthy version, but it feels so good just to just sit here and not do that. I know I should not eat the cake, but it just feels so good to do it. I know that I should just not choose this person because really they're kind of toxic, but I'm just gonna do it, right? I know that I shouldn't get involved in this type of relationship, even though, because I know in the end it ends up hurting me, but in this moment, I'm just going to do it, right? It's kind of that situation here. I know that I should be working on my stuff, but I'd rather just sit here and play video games, or I'd rather just sit here and smoke, or I'd rather just sit here and drink, or I'd rather go out with my friends, even though I know I have a midterm to study for. It would just feel so good to get out there and to go out and drink, and and even though I know I should be at home studying, and on top of that I'm going to be drunk, or I'm going to have a hangover tomorrow when I have to wake up and do my midterm, it's just going to feel so good right now in this moment to just get away and run away from this situation, right? I know that I should sit down and have that conversation with my partner. I know that I should just sit down and tell my parents how I really feel, but I'll just stay silent. But I'll just scream, or I'll just cause a fight and then run away, because that gives me a way out right now, an immediate way out, and it gives me a justification to have a way out. Justifying things that really don't serve your best interest, right? Somebody is realizing there's something better through this going inside and doing this work. They're realizing there's something better. In the end, I'll have a better payout, right? Because I'm giving up this 10 of Cups to have an Eight of Cups right now, right? I'll stay with this Eight of Cups because I have Eight of Cups right now. With that Ten of Cups, I gotta walk away. I gotta go on that whole journey. I gotta put on my boots and I gotta get my walking stick and I gotta go on this long ass journey. Do you see here how, right? This Eight of Cups, this person here on the Eight of Cups is walking away, right? You see this stream right here that's downstream? That's the same stream right here. Look, that's the same person, same clothes and everything. They finally walked away from an Eight of Cups that did not serve them to go on that mission to go find that valley way off there, here in the distance, that was here, right? Stream. But in the past, it was, well, I want it right now. This is their ego, right? This Nine of Cups right now is representing this person's ego. This person or you, if you're the person, right? And you or this person, whoever it is realizing it's time. It's time to let this go, right? Yeah. For some of you, it's a very kind of a non-committal lifestyle, right? And this doesn't have to be relationship non-committal. It's just, well, it's gonna take work. I really want to lose that weight, but then I'm gonna have to buy more expensive food, which means I might have to work a little bit harder. I'm gonna have to go out, go find a gym, or go look up stuff to do at my house, go buy equipment, or, you know, just find stuff around, look up stuff. You know, I'm gonna have to carve out time to do that. You know, I really want to start a yoga routine, but then I'll have to look it up and I'll have to learn how to do it, and I'll have to sit down and I'll have to actually give myself the time to sit down and have that and have the meditation, and I just have so many other things running through my mind and things like that, right? You know, I really want to lose that weight, or I really want to have a better relationship, or I really want to do this, but avoiding the work that it takes to get there, right? And I'm not calling you, I'm not trying to call you out or make you feel bad or shame you or anything like that. I've been there plenty of times, right? I just don't want to do the work that it'll take to get there. I'll just go for what feels good in this moment, even though at the other end of it, it felt so good when I was eating that hamburger. It felt so good when I was doing this, but then when I'm sitting there all bloated and I'm like, ugh, and I ruined my diet, or oh, I still haven't started that, or oh, I still haven't done that. That weighs much heavier on you than the short-term satisfaction that you got from just doing that, right? Yeah. That was the Three of Cups, by the way. Just like partying, having that good time, grand, which the Three of Cups is not always like no, it wasn't necessarily, yeah. And it was just confusing, right? There's a lot of emotions here, right? This is about, emotionally changing how you see yourself and how things are going in your life, right? Also here, I'm getting a big sense of indecisiveness, of being like, well, I have to think about this, and I have to think about that, and I have to think about this, and I have to think about that, and what about this, and what about that? Like I was just saying, right? But then if I want to end up here, but then I have to look at my past, and then I have to face the relationship I had with my parents, and face past relationships, and face my past actions and my past choices, and times that I compromised my self-worth, and all of that. And I'll have to face all of that. I'll have to do the work to work through it, right? But your spirit guides are coming in here with that balance, with that exchange of energy of, you can do it, just, yeah. they just played that Ice Cube song, "You Can Do It, Put Your Back Into It." Yeah, okay. And they're just like, you just gotta work for it, right? You gotta work for it. A Ten of Cups doesn't come easy. It takes work. You're going to have to just pull the trigger and be decisive about this and be like, okay, seriously, like I'm going to have to do this. I'm just going to have to do it. And have the dedication and the concentration that it's going to take just to pull it off, you know, just to do it. It's worth it. Invest in yourself, right? Invest in your happiness. Exactly. Free yourself. Free your mind, right? Exactly. Free yourself. Free yourself from all of this indecisiveness. Free yourself from all of these but, should, but, regrets in the past times that I didn't do it or that I failed in the past. You're going to have to let yourself, you're going to have to let all that go. All the times that you failed in the past of doing it is not an excuse to keep trying, you know? Times when it just didn't work out in the past is not an excuse not to do it. All the times that I've had so much time and you're just stopping yourself. It's like, okay, but you're focusing on what you didn't accomplish instead of focusing on you still have time to accomplish it. You still give energy to, I'm doing it now. Let go of all that shit in the past, right? And I know it's way easier said than done, but it's like, let go of that shit. Let go of all the times that it didn't work, or all the times that it failed, or all the times that you should have tried but you didn't, and let go of it. Forgive yourself and let it go. Because holding on to it is just it's like another way that you're manipulating yourself out of just doing it, right? And I know as humans, our brain is hardwired to pay attention to things that we don't like more, or pay attention to the things that didn't work out more than our successes, unfortunately. But that's just part of our ego, that we have to take that blindfold off and free our mind from that, right? From the indecisiveness, from the but what about this and that and this and that, and I'll have to do this and I'll have to, so what? It's your 10 of cups. You're worth it. You're worth the investment. Your happiness, your ultimate happiness is worth the investment. You are worth the investment. You are worth trying. You're worth saying, well, fuck all this. It's what I want. It's my goals. It's my dreams. It's what I want. It's what is going to give me that ultimate satisfaction. And not an unhealthy, quick satisfaction, but the type of satisfaction that will last. The type of satisfaction that will be lifelong. Doesn't mean that you won't have to continuously work at it, you know. Yeah, if you lose all that weight that you want to lose, or you reach those goals that you want to reach, or you get that job that you want to get, you're still going to have to work. You're still going to have to keep up with it. You're still going to have to change your lifestyle. Yeah, you will. But if you want that partner, if you want that dream job, if you want that dream body, that healthiness that you want inside of yourself, whatever it is you're chasing after, if you just want to be happy, it's worth it. Mm. Yeah, you have a lot. It's worth it to face down your insecurities, to face down the things that make you feel like, right? Because it is these insecurities is what's holding you back and causing this indecisiveness in your life, right? Because there's nothing wrong. It's me being a Libra. I'm all about weighing all my options. I love it. I love a good option. I love a good. It could be like this. It could be like that. It could be like this. I love that, right? But I have to notice in myself that I have the tendency to have that, right? To get overwhelmed, or to get no. There have to be more options. I have to where it's like I have to cut myself off at a certain point, and it's like, no, make the decision, right? Especially like in my art, or like in stuff like that, where I'm like, it could be like this, or it could be like that, or it could be like this, or it could be like that, or it could be like this, or it could be like that. Let me find like 5 different ways, save them all that way, lay them all out next to each other, and be like, which way do I want to take this, right? But at some point, I have to be like, okay, cut it off. Here are the best 3 options. I think I like it like this most. And go with it, right? And stick with it and make it work, right? I have to do that at some point. And that's what they're telling you. Be aware of the fact that you have the tendency, because of your insecurities, right, to do that. But that's why you're being asked to, right, to go inside and to face that part of yourself, right? And to say, hey, it's worth it. Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of work, but having that ultimate happiness, having this that you want so much, is worth it. Yeah. It's a bunch of what you need to let go of is this self-sabotaging sneakiness kind of energy that you have, where it sneaks up on you, where you don't necessarily think it's like this. Oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I see that needs to be done. I just won't do it right now. And you just keep walking past it until it becomes visual clutter, or until it becomes mental, emotional clutter, and you kind of, and it just is there, and you get used to it and you grow numb to it, right? And then it takes something big happening for you to be like, oh, where'd all this trauma come from? Oh, where'd all these bad habits come from? Well, they've been there. You've just grown numb to them. You've just grown used to them. You've just snuck and, oh, I don't see. And then we go through our awakening and get put in this hermit mode, right? And we're like, shoop, oh, wow. Look at all these projects that I haven't done. Look at all this stuff. And it can get overwhelming. You can get stuck in the, oh my God, I have so much to do. I have so much to put together. It's so much. So many parts of my life need attention right now. Because when you're working on yourself emotionally, you start seeing how your emotional well-being, or the fact that you were compromising being in this Eight of Cups situation, has held you back in multiple parts of your life, right? We've talked about that before, about how you can find out that certain parent wounds can make you self-sabotage yourself. Right? If you have certain father wounds, you can find out that you're not as strong, that you kind of reject that masculine energy inside of you, which means that you can be less organized, or you're overly controlling, overly organizing, overly every single options until you feel the safest that you can possibly feel, and you send yourself into overload, right? Or you're just so controlling, so tight, so organized, such a tight that you don't allow for flow to happen, that you don't allow for that to happen. A lot of times when we have specifically father wounds, we can have a lot of self-worth issues, especially if you're a woman, with you can have that can show up again and manifest into very low vibrational relationships, because you feel like at a base you weren't given the love and attention that you needed from that father figure, and you go looking for it in other people, but yet paradoxically you go looking for it in people who mirror back that trauma to you, people that treat you exactly the same way that person did, that gave you those parent wounds to begin with, and then you tried to fix that person, or you tried to prove to that person, mimicking that same relationship of trying to prove your worth to your father, if you are a heterosexual, or you want to be in a heterosexual relationship. But that can happen too if you're in a homosexual relationship too. You can still mirror back that in your partner, right? Mirror that back in your partner, constantly trying to prove yourself, chasing after people who are emotionally unavailable, or too emotionally stifling, trying to constantly push people away or draw them into you. That if you have those father wounds, that you can have a lot of abandonment issues, that you can have a lot of self-worth issues, that you can have a lot of not chasing after your goals, specifically in your career and in your home and your stability. You can be looking all the time for somebody else to create that stability into your life, instead of creating it for yourself, right? That you have a lot of issues chasing after, specifically in career, right? So it's just about doing that research, going inside and being like, shit, know thyself, right? Know thyself also means, know why you feel and you think the way that you do, and examining, do you really want to feel this way? No, Then examine why you feel that way and try to heal it, try to change it, try to rewrite your programming under that certain trigger or that certain feeling. And yes, it's going to take a lot of work. And yes, it's going to take a lot of research. And yes, you might have to bring in outside help. And yes, you might have to go to seek counseling or therapy, or, sitting down and having those long conversations with people, if you can do that, if it's in a situation where it'd be healthy for you to do that, right? Yeah, it's going to take work, but you're going to have to find this way to stop the self-sabotage, right? To stop you from holding yourself back, to stop from listening to these insecurities that make you not chase after this 10 of Pentacles, that somehow these, these securities, these wounds, this wounding that you have inside of you, okay, is making you not chase after this 10 of Pentacles, because somehow subconsciously in your mind you feel like you don't deserve it because you weren't given it. You weren't told you deserve that. You deserve to have the happiness because you felt like you were stripped of it earlier on, right? Somehow you feel like your society tells you your parents are supposed to just love you unconditionally and be there for you, and when they're not, even though as an adult or as somebody older, you can look back and go, no, they should have been. But because you weren't given what you felt like you deserved, or you weren't given the emotional support that you needed, right? Or you felt like you needed, somehow subconsciously you feel like you don't deserve it because what should have just been freely given to you was taken away from you. So subconsciously you feel like, damn, I must not deserve it because everybody tells me that I should have just been given it. So there must have been something wrong with me for me not to have deserved of gotten that. Something that should have been given freely. Which I think it's a big disservice that we don't, that it's like kind of like a taboo thing to talk about. We've talked about that on the channel before too, that not all parents love their kids the way they should. Some people love themselves and their own toxic behaviors more than they love giving their children the raising and the love and support that they need. Some parents are jealous of their kids. They are. And I'm not saying all parents, but it is a thing. Parents are humans just like everybody else. And in the society, we want to try to say, oh no, parents give everything. Your parent, of course your parent wants what's best for you. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that my parent or your parent or whoever's parent doesn't have toxic traits that give them a skewed version of what is best for their child. Right? Because they're just people dealing with their own toxicities as well. And most of the time, they don't mean to give us these terrible issues. Most of the time, they're just so caught up in their own issues or in their own toxicity or doing their own thing. Almost said running their own business. So for some of you, you might have felt like your parent was too busy or constantly away or constantly too busy earning money, right? That money was more important than the emotional satisfaction. So for some of you, maybe you chased after that 10 of Pentacles, you chased after money more so than what emotionally satisfies you, right? Because your parent or whoever taught you that money was more important than the emotional satisfaction. For some of you, you could be really dealing with that. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny that we're sitting here. Yes, that we're sitting here talking about, feelings of masculinity, a father showing their proper love. Also sitting here talking about like mother issues, having this issue with abundance, growing abundance, because you have to work when you feel like you don't, subconsciously, deep down inside, when you feel like your heart chakra's closed down because you feel like you don't deserve it, you can't manifest that into your life, right? Because subconsciously you feel like you don't deserve it because you are self-sabotaging yourself because you feel like you're not living up to your abilities and all of this. And maybe it's true, maybe you're not, but that doesn't mean that you can't make the changes that need to be made. You know, a lot of this is subconscious, though. Consciously, of course, you would say, of course I deserve it. You know, of course I work hard. Of course I deserve. Of course I deserve that raise. Of course I deserve to be happy. Of course I do. But yet every day you make decisions that lead you further away from your actual true happiness, what you truly want, because you compromise. Well, yeah, I want it to be this, but can I really do that? Can I really break into that? Can I really afford to go back to college? Or can I really afford to break in at such a young, do I, you know, does it really make sense? You know, it makes more financial sense, even though I'm miserable, to stay in the relationship or in the marriage that I am, even though it's a loveless marriage, or even though I'm slowly come to the realization that maybe I should not have married this person because they're not really, you know, we're growing apart. And they're not really I don't really see their characteristics being somebody that I really want in a long-term partner. But, you know, we have kids, but it's this, but it's that, but the house, but the, you know, but the finances, but all of these other things. Making all of these compromises, continuing to choose what's convenient in this moment over what would truly give you your long-term happiness. Right? Three more. Oh, there's two more. Yes. Right? Absolutely, Sun. Finding that happiness. Finding what exactly is going to give you that. Right? Three of Pentacles. Working and collaborating with yourself, with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with other people, with a partner that more serves you or that you're more in line with. Whatever it is, to find a job that is more aligned with what actually makes you happy, to find this true freedom and happiness inside of you, right? To strip off those layers of all the things that we were learned, of all the things that we were taught, of all the feelings we were taught we should feel about ourselves, instead of being, right, this bear here and being at a true state of bliss and happiness with who we truly are, right? And accepting and loving ourselves and giving ourselves exactly, you know, and being exactly the person that we want to be, being exactly, having exactly that life that we want to live. Facing those fears, facing those doubts. Do I want to stay chained to this life that is a low vibrational life? It doesn't necessarily have to be low vibrational. You don't have to be, you know, doing terrible things. But even living that life with that compromise, knowing I'm here, loving, being in a relationship with somebody I know that I don't want to be with, or being at some job that I know I'm miserable at, that is living at a low vibration, lower of a vibration than you could be living at. Right? And your spirit guides are coming in to really balance that out, are coming in to really give you something different. Just one more card, please, Spirit, to finish off this. Okay. Did this land up? No. Okay. Spirit saying shuffle. One more. Yeah. Letting go of those fears, those doubts, coming, you know, full circle with that independence, finding yourself, using your gifts, your talents, finding that that North Node energy, right? Finding that truth, that soul's truth of what you're really supposed to be doing in this lifetime, right? What lessons are you really supposed to be learning? What destiny are you really supposed to be fulfilling? Where will you find that true soul growth? What's going to bring in that abundance, that happiness, that contentment, right? That nourishment that you need. Hey, excuse me. Oh my gosh, This is just... yeah. Where are you going to find your truth? Living, standing, speaking, living that truth every day and finding, right, that true inner self, taking it back, right, to that true inner self, to who you truly are. Notice I scratched my third eye when I said that, right? Finding that deep union within yourself, that balance within yourself. Okay. Oh. Let's end this off with a little bit of advice, please, Spirit. Okay, you're ready. Right? You're ready. Right? To find that balance. Right? Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for help from others. Don't be afraid to help, to ask for help, to need help, to rely on others to help find your happiness, to collaborate with other people, right? Don't be afraid to reach out, like I said, right? To reach out, to go to that therapy session, to go to find the group, that self-help group that you need, to, to reach out, to find those books and read those resources, and, reach out to your friends and be open and honest with them about what you're going through and things like that. To those help, you know who you can reach out to. And if you don't, find it. And also asking for help from your spirit guides, from your angels, right? They're here to help you. That's why they're here. That's why they're your spirit guides, to help you be here, right? And also with this ask for help, see the woman and the man that's on there, right? Finding that true inner balance inside of yourself, right? It's up to you. All right, and see too how I was just talking about my third eye chakra, and see that bright light coming through there. It's on you. It's about your thoughts. It's about what you manifest into reality for yourself. It's about you having that determination, right? To drive and move. I said, I'm gonna set a goal. I'm gonna make a list, or however it is. I'm gonna set a goal. I'm gonna find out what I need to accomplish to accomplish that goal, and I am going to accomplish it one step at a time, big steps at a time, baby steps at a time, and I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna do it. This is what it's going to take. But it's, in the end, it's about me living my ultimate happiness, right? And that's, in the end, it's up to you. What life do you really want to live? Who do you really want to be? At the end of your life, do you want to, how do you want to feel when you look back over your life? Do you want to feel like, I guess I should have made that choice, right? What did I just say, right? Don't stop. Make that decision, make the choices, make the option, make the goal, and don't stop. Keep going. Go. Follow that path, right? And two more. Yes, we talked about that a lot. Forgiveness. Absolutely. Thank you, Spirit, right? Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, moving on, letting go. Forgiveness is huge in the healing process, right? In a huge sense of forgiving yourself, forgiving others. Huge. Choose a new direction. Right? For this right here, I want to pull another card on that. It's up to you. This weight is coming out under, it's up to you. Tell me more about this weight, please. Like, if you wait, if you go, you're ready. It's up to you. You can wait, or you can move forward and don't stop. If you need help, to ask for forgiveness, to ask for, how to do this, to move on, it will come to you. This situation will improve, right? You definitely have some abundance coming to you, for sure. Some big abundance situation coming here. Some of you might be waiting until a situation improves, and Spirit is saying it's up to you, right? Yeah, it's up to you to choose a new direction, right? It's up to you to improve this situation. Some of you are waiting until the situation improves, and Spirit is saying it's up to you. You're ready. It's up to you to improve this situation. Let it resonate for you as it does, you know? Some of you are in the position to, have to save money to do some of the things that you're doing. Okay, well, it's perfectly fine, but as long as you're actually saving the money, as long as you're actually not letting those things get in your way, right? As long as you're not saying, oh, well, I have to save the money, but I have to pay this, and then I have to break into it for that, and this and that, So Spirit is just saying, well, it's up to you, right? Doesn't mean obstacles won't come up in your path. They will, right? But it's still up to you whether or not you stay focused and you continue to do that. That's so funny because I have it right here, and this card was turned over different than the rest of the cards. So I guess it actually turned over. Yeah, get more information. Some of you do have more information that you need to get. Some of you need to do your research. Some of you need to, like I said earlier, do your research. Start looking into this. Start finding out how you can help heal yourself, how you can help research programs, research, the thing, start looking into it, start taking those classes and doing those things that you need to to be able to be, to qualify for the positions that you want, to qualify for those raises that you want. Be proactive, do what you need to do, and don't just sit in well, I need more information, I need to know more about it, and then just stay there. Right? Get the information that you need and then make a decision. All right. Well, that's what I have for you guys. I enjoyed this little talk that we had. I hope that this gave you the love, light, and clarity that you've needed about some situation for you, right? If you've been looking for something, here's your sign, right? Here's your sign to go ahead and do it, to go ahead and heal, to go ahead and do what you need to do to have the happiness that you want. You know what you want. You know what your end goal is. So figure out what you need to do to get there and give it to yourself, because you 100% deserve it. Okay, my love? Thank you so very much for being here. Let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated for you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, think about subscribing to the channel and sticking around, okay? If you are already subscribed to the channel, thank you very much for being here for another video. Either way, whether you do or whether you don't, I really appreciate it, okay? Give this video a like if you like you liked the content, excuse me. Or share it with somebody you feel like it could really help. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one, all right? Bye.